We may as well step on to the second half of our cast this evening. We're climbing all the way up the ladder to Platinum League with FalconHit versus YerAnd.
Yeah, this is really big. We already know Ponoob is in the Platinum Finals, and a lot of us just sort of assumed FalconHit would meet him there because they've met in the postseason 3 straight years, and yet they've kept advancing thanks to hazard matches and things of the like, and/or administrative promotions, dropouts, things like that. So we were kind of hoping after the Gold Finals last year. You said, "Here's to doing it again a fourth time in Platinum." You said at the end of the cast, and a lot of us thought that would be the case because FalconHit obviously exceptional. But the story of FalconHit Season 5 has been a moderate decrease in the spy win rate, and actually a bit of an uptick in the sniper win rate, but the results haven't been there. Just a lot of close losses to the people they need to beat most, and YerAnd is absolutely one of the people they need to beat most because YerAnd is the other person trying to fight them to play Ponoob in those finals. The winner of this match tonight will have a huge leg up going into the final week to make those finals.
There's a lot on the line here. The story we've seen play out again and again might not happen this time around, but I think we may as well go to the picks and bans between those two powerhouses.
Before you say anything, normally I wouldn't comment in advance, but looking at the stats here, YerAnd has banned Tan, I think, every single time, and I believe FalconHit has banned Gallery every single time. So I'm kind of curious to see if that continues.
It does indeed. Tan gone. Gallery gone. We're playing on Modern any 5 of 8 to open things up. And then we're playing on Ballroom 4 of 8 for our second round. YerAnd picks Aquarium for his second pick. And FalconHit ends things off on Courtyard.
Both of their double choices are the venues they've picked most, but both of their second choices are, I think, either the first time they've picked them or at least very unusual. So they're both going with the safe thing for the ban, the safe thing for the double, but a little bit of a mix at the end.
This should be a lot of fun, especially because there's going to be a shark involved. Opening things up, it's going to be FalconHit on the spy side of Modern. With YerAnd on the sniper, this is a very large map with very large walking distances. Or in FalconHit's case, rolling distances. In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Modern, the site of those gold finals, the very final game of those gold finals that we mentioned earlier. It was FalconHit as queen and the shot at bar at the very end after the slow play that clinched it for Noob. It was an 8-8 tie, but as the number 1 seed, that counted as a win. One of the more dramatic games I think we've ever cast.
Yeah, oh my god, that game was insane. FalconHit, even though it looks like he's in bugging range, he is not.
Don't let the wheels fool you. Yeah, that hitbox is hard to judge. It's why we see more pad errors with wheels than a lot of other characters.
Relatively slow start coming out of FalconHit here. Fake contact! It's a red test! Oh no! The pillar! The pillar's not there to save him! It looked like it might have been for a second there, but the cough wasn't too bad of an animation. Never mind, it was bad enough. YerAnd on top of things. That's not how you want to start a match track.
No, and this is just... This pick works for YerAnd on so many levels because not only have they played it before, but FalconHit has yet to win a spy game on Modern this season.
Oof.
And has won fewer than half of their sniper games too. On the flip side, though, as we're about to see from YerAnd has only won 1 out of 5 Modern spy games, but is winning 4 out of 5 on the sniper side, so that works a little better.
Well, it certainly worked well for him in game number 1. Let's see if he can get his feet under him on the spy side of things as he steps in. FalconHit on the sniper in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
That Modern game was over quicker than most balcony games, I think.
Yeah, you're not wrong. YerAnd opening things up with a quick trip to the seduction target and a 33% flirt. it looks like he's going to hang out for the timer flirt as well.
Yeah, it's timer flirts tonight. Sure, why not? That's the theme of the night. There always seems to be one, doesn't there? Blue books, timer flirts, whatever.
Indeed. And now a huge pileup at the bar. This could be a mess.
Yeah, and it should be noted that YerAnd does use about 10% more of their clock than the average spy. They just play a little slower on average, tend to spread those games out. Average spy around 78%, YerAnd coming up on 90.
Finally, we get our drink. Oh my!
Yeah,
just a direct purloin.
At this point, you're just counting on the sniper not to look for a while. Because of that, you figure with that pile up, someone's going to delegate and try to get lost in the chaos. So you're hoping that they just don't look for a while and you get lost. It can work. It can absolutely work, but it's a very bold move, to say the least.
Well, we'll see how this plays out.
Is FalconHit going to react and start low-lighting people? I see no indication of a reaction yet.
No, I don't either. It could very well be that it just went completely unnoticed.
You know what's actually helpful? After that bar rush, no one's gone to bar, which means FalconHit doesn't have a reason to look over and sort of check.
That's true.
So the fact that the bar is so dormant is actually might be helping this move.
Second flirt brings us up to 63%, which is just barely not in range. 66 is the number you're looking for.
Yep, but if this purloin is as clean as I think, then at some point FalconHit's going to look over, the camera's going to twitch, and they're going to think, oh my god, I've totally missed something huge in this game, I probably have to shoot.
And there's that shot you were talking about.
Yep. This time, sometimes they make me look smart, Tobo. They usually make me look dumb. This time they made me look a little smarter. We saw this when FalconHit played Noob. You remember there were a lot of those aggressive shots, just really quick shots. There was that, I think Noob did this exact thing. It was his boots, I think, on Modern. And he didn't notice it right away, and it was just like an instant shot, like in the first minute of Modern. Nobody could be done. And we commented at the time that that's just a little too jittery, right? There's no way anyone's done at that point, even if you've got it narrowed down. And I think we just saw the exact same thing here.
Man, I tell you, more often than not, if you manage to get away a very visible hardtail like that, completely clean, you don't even have to finish missions. The shot's coming off.
Yeah, I would say the purloin to induce a shot doesn't work nearly as well in Modern as it would obviously on a 4.8 variant or something like that. But in this case, we've seen it work now in FalconHit a couple of times, and that is a really big start for YerAnd.
Absolutely. FalconHit looking to see if he can answer back from the spy side of things. YerAnd on the sniper in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Spy wins are not going to be optional much longer if this keeps happening.
Very true. You never want to be in a situation where you have to win on spy sides, especially multiple in a row.
And especially on Modern at higher levels. At higher levels, the sniper win rate on Modern gets out of control.
Opening the game at blue bookcase. We'll see what he does with this. Just puts it back innocently. In conversation with the double agent now. Lots of activity in conversations, but unbeknownst to us, one of the SDAs is on break.
Yeah, it looks like a good time, but it's
coming
not.
Off.
Banana bread.
Does he get in conversation in time? He does not, but he's very close to.
That might be enough.
Gets the bug on the way out of conversation too, as the lowlights are coming off. That's a play and a half coming out of FalconHit.
Yeah, and I think they got away with it too. The ambassador comes over and stands next to us, which isn't great. But...
Oh gosh!
Oh wow! YerAnd's all over it. I really was impressed by that. I thought the timing was nice. The BB was just bad enough to distract. It happened right around the time YerAnd was going over to lowlight someone, but they're just all over it. Jeez, YerAnd too good. That sniper win rate is no joke in Platinum this season. It's into the 70s, and you see why right there. That
was not a bad bug either. It wasn't perfect by any means, but that was good.
No, I get it, and I think if you're FalconHit, you're a little frustrated by that.
All right, well, what we thought was a fantastic start of a game from FalconHit winds up being YerAnd's third as we step in to the final round of Modern. YerAnd on the spy, FalconHit on the sniper. In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Oh, and this is, I don't like to say must win until it's literally must win. But this is getting close. If you go
It's
down
not
4-0
looking
here,
good.
no, you can't give up another sniper win on Modern. Again, the sniper win rate at higher levels is ridiculous. It's 74% in silver, 79 in gold this year, 68 here in platinum, which is weirdly low at that level, 75 in diamond. Spies just do not win much on this venue against really good snipers.
Opening up at Red Bookcase and taking it out of the library, stepping into this innocent conversation.
And fittingly enough, for YerAnd idling again, this has one of the higher timeout rates of most venues, too.
It's a big map.
Yeah, its timeout rate is almost as high as on Balcony this year. Wow. Even though they're basically polar opposites.
Purloin comes off from the delegate. No reaction yet. Although at this level, it's not always easy to see the reaction from the laser movement. Unless they give things away to the spy. Still has this red book in hand, stepping in for the first flirt at a fairly considerable distance, actually.
Usually when you have a book this early and you move around this much and then you fake, that's usually a pretty good indication it's going back in the wrong shelf.
Yeah, fake contact is very interesting. First flirt comes off a green test for 34.
Oof.
It's as good as a close white. Still 2.5 minutes left to play. You may as well.
It's a common percentage for the flirt, but on an uncommon color.
Still, that red book stays in hand.
This is a little weird. You can't actually do this on this venue. If you're on Ballroom or something and you get like contact and flirt done while holding a book near the beginning and then dump it, then you can go to statues or something or try to get a bug or a purloin. But here, you can't hold the book all game and dump it as a finisher because you have to do that second hardtail and a couple other softtails too.
Section target bails on us before we're able to get the second flirt. Under 2 minutes to play now. Still just that one mission completion, the one flirt and red book in hand. Time is ticking.
You can tell FalconHit doesn't want to take a behavioral lowlight against YerAnd because, my God, if they did, they probably would have lowlit them by now. The fake being the last person in conversation as everyone else leaves, reads alone for a while, is just sort of wasting time now. Another fake. Wanted to bug.
Attempt! Ambassador bails at the last second. It doesn't take, but the shot does. And FalconHit gets himself on the board.
That is a really impressive win from FalconHit. It doesn't look too fancy or anything like that, but the fact that he was able to catch a missed bug attempt from a character who was so unsuspicious, who he had so little reason to be watching at that point, I think that just shows a good understanding of your opponent. He knows YerAnd will play that kind of game.
Yeah. Absolutely. I honestly thought YerAnd was just going to wait for a shot to come off.
Yeah, and I'm not surprised that FalconHit won exactly. That's not the impressive part, winning the game. What's impressive is that he just caught that completely.
Yeah.
He was looking in exactly the right place. Again, YerAnd had given him every reason to look elsewhere. That might have even been a, hey, maybe I'm low-lit by now bug. But he did not low-light him. He did not take those behavioral lowlights. He knows YerAnd is capable of fishing for them, and he keeps the set alive there with a much-needed sniper victory.
YerAnd goes up 3-1 on his pick. Now it's FalconHit's turn to see if he can flip the script on him. Starting things off on the spy side of Ballroom, any 4 of 8. In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
And this is where FalconHit wants to be. They pick Ballroom over and over. They win half their spy games on Ballroom. They win 2/3 of their sniper games. This is where you want to be. This is where you make your comeback.
32% on the first flirt. That's still in range for 3 on white.
We'll take it. Ballroom, it's actually not too hard to flirt on because there's so many
Ooh,
passes.
just immediately goes in for a green purloin.
And YerAnd was sliding back and forth when it happened and is not looking at the list right now. It's seen now, though. Pearls has taken the drink, and YerAnd zoomed in on it. Now he's got it, but is he really confident about who took it? I don't think he's going to be able to be confident, and that's the key.
I think now he's just trying to decide who couldn't have.
Yep. That's the next best thing, right? You want to have it down to just 1 or 2 people, maybe 3, but if you can't do that, knocking out 3 or 4 with the lowlights, the next best thing. But that's not where you want to be when you only have to do 1 hard tell on Ballroom.
Not at all. You will trade a hard tell for 4 lowlights any day of the week. It's now basically a soft tell map.
Yep. Now, if you do finish, you're going to force the sniper into a pretty tough shot, unless they really do have a top suspect out of those neutral lights. Sometimes they take the hard low lights, but they really have someone that they're pretty suspicious of. The question is, do they have that here? And if they do, is it Boots or is it Pearls?
That's very true.
And if you're FalconHit also, you're really annoyed that Pearls has not moved since taking that drink, by the way.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the worst part of this. Step into statues 1 cycle for a pair of inspects at the side statues, and then we step away into the next flirt to 66%.
Yeah,
Still in range for a 3 flirt on white.
The tricky part for FalconHit is trying to use your 6th sense as a spy to figure out what kind of suspect you are for that, because you don't know. It's a pretty good purloin. There's a lot of cover in the back. It's a green. Someone took while it was obscured. But so you could be top suspect or you could be low lit. You honestly don't know at this point.
Minute and 15 left to play. There's a lot of progress, but not a lot of mission completions. Double Agent is still on the table, but he's not cooperating.
No, I think they were in there for a little bit, and Pearls has even followed him to the same conversation. You really need to try to banana bread with Pearls if you can, if she gives you another chance.
Well, Seduction Target drops back in to say hi, giving us a free last flirt, even in range. Here comes the Double Agent. It's not to our conversation, but it could be enough. 45 seconds to play now.
You could inspect swap and go for a silent game. That's a tough shot. Again, if the hard tell is already done, it's hard to suspect another one, but that's not how you plan for this to go if you're FalconHit either. You don't want to have to do that, but that might be what happens.
It's gonna be a silent game! The inspect? Under 30 seconds, I'm sure this is going to be a swap. There it is. It's a green test. It doesn't matter. The shot comes off and YerAnd holds on to that lead.
We have our answer there. Probably a bigger suspect for the purloin, or just the only other people they think could have done it just didn't do anything else. And that's the timing, right? The 30 seconds is the spy going, crap, they didn't shoot. So I got to finish now. The timing is so rough there. I think the purloin was pretty good. Not being dead to rights for it even is a pretty big victory.
One track, you know how we can make sure Pearls actually moves?
How's that?
We pick her as spy as FalconHit steps into the sniper side of things in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
That's yeah, that'll work. She's not going to move very quick, but she'll move.
Opening up with the red test time, man. That's 2 beeps right next to each other.
That's it's not normal. It's not normal.
No,
it's
no,
really
not.
aggressive.
That's not how that works.
I don't know what I think of it, to be honest with you.
I wouldn't mind it if it was white.
Well, the spy is white. That's good enough. That's white dress.
We'll have to take that as a consolation. First flirt comes off at 34%, and we reject the drink instead of going for the green purloin like last game.
Well, might as well use that time. I said YerAnd uses their clock a lot more than the average spy. You're seeing it here, and in this case, they've even got extra clock to play with.
That is true. Doesn't look like FalconHit was able to get much off the double beep if it was even noticed. We've got 2 lowlights total right now.
Yeah, that's not a good trade, I don't think, for the sniper.
YerAnd really taking his time on this one. Looks like he's getting ready to what?
Just kind of bounce? I don't know. Yeah, this ballroom game feels like a high-rise game. What's going on?
Why did we go there? I'm confused, Track. Now, okay, this is fine. Everything's fine. In conversation with the double agent now, just over 2 minutes to play.
This makes a little more sense to me, yeah.
Banana red.
Contact comes off.
Why is this game so chill? What's going on?
This is a very unusually chill game. It is very true. 5 total lowlights now.
It's less of a party than a dinner party. It's a little relaxed for my taste. Can we put some music on or something? Something upbeat?
Well, YerAnd looks like he's stepping in for his next flirt. This is a very full conversation. White test again, 68% on the flirt. Time is ticking now. We're starting to come a little bit under the gun. We've got the, a nice little attempted wrong arm bug on the way in. FalconHit is on top of things, though. Not going to be able to get the inspects done because there's a bullet in him.
Yep.
And FalconHit gets up to 2.
The right arm bug would have worked better, but I think either would have resulted in a shot. And this is twice now where you've seen YerAnd basically play the super slow game into, I guess I need to actually finish. And FalconHit has not bought it. FalconHit has not credited them, has not low-lit them, has not stopped watching players not doing things, has kept watching everyone, was conservative with the lowlights too. They know that YerAnd might want those lowlights and might play in a way that would be conducive to lowlights. FalconHit is just not taking the bait, and it's saved them 2 sniper games.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a rough situation to be in. Not enough time. Felt like he had to take a bug that wasn't really lined up for him. And wasn't able to make anything particularly impressive of it. The shot comes off, and it's 4-2. Still in YerAnd's favor, but FalconHit might be on the road back into this as he steps in to the spy side of ballroom with YerAnd on the sniper in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yeah, we've stopped the bleeding with those sniper wins, but that's not going to be enough. You fell behind, so now you're going to need a spy win at some point, and this is your last spy game on your doubled map.
Still under AI control, interestingly enough. Really has his head on a swivel, but hasn't clicked that button yet.
Still waiting.
Interesting.
This is going on long enough that it feels very, very deliberate. It feels like they want that low light.
Still AI control.
I mean, I have nothing to say except wow.
Yeah, this is interesting. Not the kind of thing you usually see. Ambassador just gets bored and leaves.
There we go.
Got a fingerprint off that fingerprintable drink we've been holding for a while now as an AI. So we have taken control now. Double Agent steps into conversation with us.
So here's the problem. The reason to do that is to hope the AI does a bunch of AI stuff and get you low lit. The AI went to a conversation and did nothing but take a drink and sit there. No one's gonna low light for that. It didn't work at all.
Oh no! God dang, Double Agent leaves at the last possible frame, it looked like. So the contact does not actually come off. Flirt for 30%. Here's a second fingerprint about to take place, but it's going to be difficult. Can he hit the green? Yes, he can. That could be big.
That turns it around potentially. This game had been absolutely falling apart before that moment. A whole minute wasted, and the AI doesn't even do AI things to get low-lit. So low-lit's not even possible, even if YerAnd was thinking about rewarding it. It's just a minute gone, and now there's one and... Oh, that finally worked! Nope. Oh, I'd made a resolution to stop reacting to lowlights for the first 5 seconds because so often it's a misclick. But that time I really believed. I really did.
There's the real contact coming off. Minute and 10 left to play. 2 missions to get. There's the bug coming through. Gets a highlight, but that could very easily just be for statues. Now all we need are these inspects and to not die for like 20 seconds.
I think it's for the inspects. I think the bug is incidental, and I think that's going to be it. Just like that. Just not caught for the bug or the fingerprint.
YerAnd not even looking for a shot right now. FalconHit on a very, very slow start. Turns it around with a difficult fingerprint off of a briefcase in the final third of the game. Missions all fall into place after that. A beautiful little wrong arm bug coming across to the statues. And that is the game. FalconHit getting back into this.
That could not have started any worse. They bank on the low light with the no control, which is already risky. But then the AI does exactly what you don't want them to do. A minute burns off the clock. The double agent bails. Everything is falling apart. In that moment, if you had to put the odds of a spy win up there, what would they have been? 10 to 1, 20 to 1, worse? Something like that. But it all swung on that difficult fingerprint, made it all possible.
And the fact that he got a fingerprint in AI control.
Yeah, that helps. That's the one little thing the AI gave him, but I still don't think it would have worked otherwise. And that bug is just good stuff.
Man, it is a very skilled spy that can make that happen so late into the game. YerAnd on the spy side now is FalconHit looks to get this tied up in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
That's just going to be a green microfilm to start off right there from YerAnd. And it's on screen, but it's a green microfilm, which means it might not necessarily matter. No indication from FalconHit yet. Oh boy. It's an aggressive start from YerAnd. It's not what we've seen from them in the rest of this set at all.
Yeah, having microfilm in pocket this early in the game is very unusual. And usually if you're going to try something like that, it's going to be at green because the sniper has so much else to watch so early in the game. Close green flirt brings up to 51%, but that's not the story so far.
No, the microfilm's the more significant thing. You're halfway done with that hard tell already, and you're playing against type already after those first few games, and this is the big one. This is FalconHit's chance to get right back in this and tie it up.
Absolutely. YerAnd taking it slow in conversation with the double agent, waiting to see if the conversations fill up, because right now they're pretty empty.
Yeah, not a good time at all.
Yeah, and YerAnd knows it.
And you can't go chase the seduction target because they're at a little pad like that. By the time you get there, you know they're going to be gone. And now they go to another one. This is just not working out. Even if you want to make some more flirt progress, all you can do is burn this time.
Go grab a green book, maybe.
Yeah, that's true.
Or just take a green time ad. That works too with all the window activity.
We're 3 for 3 on green time ads. Green action tests, rather. Must be the color of that dress.
I'd like to say it helps, but...
Yeah. Might help blend in the green bookshelf when we go later, at least.
This seduction target is just not having it.
Nope.
I was just doing briefcase.
It's painting pad, briefcase. Let's see if they settle in here.
Still 2 minutes to play, though.
Oh boy, statues instead. I think maybe you can't resist 2 and 1 here, but the problem is it would be center statue, and I don't think you'd have time to complete inspects and flirt, and YerAnd, yep, they said, nope, I'm going to go do this instead.
Yeah.
It's a decent time. Partially because your seduction target is at statues, and when there's someone at statues, that's going to split their attention a little better.
That's very true. Takes out the green book instead of going for it there, because it's a difficult situation trying to get it done at that bookcase because the arm is very exposed.
And this is the low-key way to do it, is to take the book out and put it back, because some people will either low-light for returning the book to the right place, or just sort of credit some lost heat for it instead, because it's a lot more wasted time.
Low lit, neutral lit. That's
Okay.
the second time.
Yep. They're just fake.
Able
I think
to get the flirt off before she bails on us, luckily, and now that's not where the books are.
Nope. They're just trolling us with these low lights now, by the way.
I mean, we got some cover here, at least. It was a white test, but it's not... Irish doesn't have a very bad white test animation. That was okay. Had some cover. Not great cover, but had cover. Flirt is done. 30 seconds left is the problem.
Yeah, even if you get away with this, you've got 2 more missions to do, and you're not going to get away with it. I think that white test was seen.
I think it was too. And FalconHit has fought things back to even. It's 4-4.
Yep, both players go 3-1 on their venue picks, so they both know what they're doing there. Makes sense? And now, I said they both mixed it up with their second picks, which means we're going to be tied going into the crazy of Aquarium.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's say hello to the shark. In
Yep.
3, 2, 1, playing.
And if you don't say hello, he's just going to shove his face between you and whatever you're looking at and introduce himself.
Bottom shark, by the way.
Yes, bottom left shark.
Opens up the game by hiding behind the shark and then going for a flirt.
You have to say hello to the shark. They won't take a hint. They demand your full attention.
Also in conversation with the double agent here, by the way. Flirt comes off. 48%, so not quite in range for a 2 flirt if we hit the next green.
Where does an 8,000-pound shark swim? Wherever he wants.
And since the 2 flirt is now officially off the table, it looks like we're just going to hang around and fake contact, apparently.
We've seen a lot of fakes tonight.
After the double agent abandoned us so rudely.
Yeah, it's pretty rough, and there's only a handful of people who could have done a reel, too, so YerAnd's got to feel like they have pretty good control of this party now. FalconHit, though, there's no reason for them to be a suspect.
This is very true. Bit of false confidence for the sniper.
Well, it depends on how likely they are. If they're willing to force a timeout, then that party control is crucial. And it's a big deal on Aquarium, because it's one of those venues where it's really not possible to be confident nobody could be done.
Pretty slow game from FalconHit so far as he steps into the bar to pick up a drink and a delegate. We'll see what he does with this, if anything.
It's going to go right back to the same conversation where there is no double agent and there is no seduction target and there is no ambassador and there is nothing other than a small man to delegate to, I suppose.
Yeah.
Not anymore. Never mind. Now you'd be delegating to a lowlight.
Well, that's exactly what he decides to do. It's gonna be tight.
Yeah, it's going to be tight, and more than that, there's just very little chance that White Dress here is going to get shot. It might, but White Dress is just not going to be a big suspect for it.
The purloin comes off. Has the purloin been noticed, is the question.
Yep, some highlights are getting bumped back down. YerAnd fairly confident, just like we mentioned on Ballroom, of who couldn't have done it.
Here comes the contact lining up. 1:10 left on the clock.
Gotta do it here. This is as good as you're gonna get. There's one out.
We're very low on time as well. Just gotta hit that button.
Gotta do it.
The time is ticking. 55 seconds to play. There's the contact.
That's about as good as you could hope for. Not bad at all. The question is YerAnd going to shoot if they don't have to? And right now they don't have to.
Flirts.
Yep, that 48% is looming very large right now.
40 seconds.
It's the old contact and purloin, and hoping for the shot with the purloin and the BB off, but there's no indication YerAnd's going to do it. So few people have been to statues. They have such good control of the party otherwise, other than that purloin. You can't even inspect swap. If there's not a fingerprint on this, you can't do anything back here.
There's no fingerprint. There's nothing to play for back here as FalconHit goes for the green swap, but there's no pending.
What's the... Whoa, I don't understand that.
I think he thinks he has an extra mission done. There's the fingerprint! Oh my god!
That'll be just enough. Wow, the timing on that. This might actually work.
I didn't realize there was a print there! It's not gonna work! YerAnd knows what's going on here better than even we did!
Wow! No, the crazy thing about that is that when the pending starts, it's entirely possible YerAnd shot, but for the wrong reason there, in a way. The pending comes off, right? So you're thinking, okay, he swapped that statue he's holding, right? That's the end of the game. Maybe I missed an inspect earlier. I don't know. Maybe I missed a bug. Fine. Totally plausible in Aquarium. The crazy thing is that what I thought was going to happen, the reason I thought it might actually work, is he'd be looking at that statue for the swap. Because that's when the pending happened, because that's the one he was touching. So unless he's all over the fingerprint, he might be looking at the wrong statue. It's entirely possible that they just saw the pending and said, this has to be him. I don't know how. I don't know why. It just has to be him. And that is a big, big win for YerAnd.
Damn straight it is. That is a very impressive shot. That was very impressive spy play from FalconHit as well, even if it didn't work out.
Yeah, I think that print might have been hanging out there for a while, too. I'll have to go check. If it hangs around for more than a minute, boy, it'll really test the sniper at that point.
And now YerAnd steps into the spy side of things to see if he can forge himself another lead in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
And normally, sniping for a tie, losing a spy, not a big, big deal. But a little different on Aquarium, to say the least. Because it's top shark, top right shark, because the spies are winning Aquarium 53% of the time. Oh, and by the way, it's 50-50 in Diamond even, so it's not just one of those cases where it's
pulls out
overall.
a green book, just steps out of conversation behind the shark, just does the transfer and steps back in like nothing happened. What a move! Are you kidding me?
Yep, so the trick here now is you need to be seen putting the books back without the cover of the shark, because if you have the cover of the shark, you're going to get credited for that microfilm anyway.
Now.
Yep. No, this is fine.
Amazing!
No, this
I'm
is absolutely...
so happy!
This is the way to do it. You want to specifically be seen at the bookshelves without the shark blocking you. That's the key. Yeah. Otherwise, there's no point in doing this. That's the whole idea. If there's any benefit at all, this is the benefit. So you got to do the same thing at the other side. Maybe you can say, I'm going to get seen at one bookshelf with the shark covering me. Maybe that's okay, as long as it's not both.
Banana red.
Blue bookcase, though, your arm's on the other side. You've got the cover there. You might not even need the shark cover for the blue side. Yeah,
especially if you hit a green. If you're not being actively watched, that's just really good. Ooh, twitches onto the pad, but it's mostly behind the shark. You'd have to be looking at the feet specifically, and that's a big time commitment here on Aquarium, yeah.
Fingerprint at blue. Has blue book in hand now. 2 minutes and 15, takes the book out. Back into conversation with the seduction target.
So we're seeing the same sort of thing here. It's just taking so much time to do all this. We're still fine, and there's plenty of time on Aquarium generally. But if you're doing this, if you're making multiple book trips to try to finish this microfilm, then you really need to be efficient in between those trips. You need to make steady progress on the flirt, which we're seeing so far. The fact that we have a fingerprint helps a lot too. So YerAnd is playing this exactly the right way, but the way they're playing this with the books, it takes up so much time that there's just no margin, which is probably why they want to go get BB done right now.
68% on the flirt. BB is already done, sir.
Oh, yeah, sorry. We're back in the conversation.
We're doing it again! Behind the shark, steps back into conversation. animation completely invisible. The moves on this man, I tell you.
I mean, move. It's the exact same move in the exact same spot with the same shark going by. It's just the same thing twice. I thought maybe the second one would just be behind bottom shark, because here's the thing, look at this. This is actually not the time to do it. Now you're going to be behind the shark anyway for this return,
Yeah,
so you're already going to be credited with half that microfilm. You've kind of lost that. I think you want to go flirt and then dump it so you're seen not being behind the shark there.
And now the timer's starting to tick down. 1 minute left. We need a flirt and a fingerprint.
Yeah, it's a great move, but you gave away half the value there at the end, unfortunately. I don't know if it's going to matter, but every little bit can count.
It matters. The flirt comes off with the bullet.
Wow.
That mission is finished up. And FalconHit keeps things level.
Wow, I don't know if that was an aggressive shot or a great one. I wonder if that little bit being covered by the shark there at the end, maybe saw that little twitch onto the pad that I mentioned, maybe watching those feet. Maybe watching those spy shoes, Tobo.
Could have been. And now we're tied up at 5. FalconHit is stepping into the spy side of Courtyard. And man, this map gets more and more interesting every time we watch it, it seems like. YerAnd on the sniper side in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
And FalconHit has not played a lot of Courtyard this year, but in the small number of games they've played, they've done very well. 4 out of 5 on Sniper, 3 out of 5 on Spy.
Very early statue just takes the swap on it.
I'm seeing so many swaps tonight. My God. And on Courtyard, no less.
I mean, I think that one was safe. I don't think YerAnd was able to get a good look at it before FalconHit got in there, so has to be credited with the swap, but can't be confirmed on it.
Yeah, so there's a few things that could have happened, right? They could just have him for it, and there's no reason to shoot yet because it's so early. But they could also, just like you say, be crediting it, in which case, if you look like a spy the rest of the way, you force them into a potentially difficult shot for could have swapped. But YerAnd's instincts have really been good tonight, so I think FalconHit is actually probably in moderately big trouble, regardless of which of those two it is.
Could very well be. We'll find out. Time will tell. The contact comes off. It's a pretty good contact.
Worth noting, by the way, they did not finish the inspects either while they were there.
Well, back in the statues once more. You're not rotating.
Yeah, it really feels like YerAnd is baiting some stuff here. It really feels like they're trying to make FalconHit feel
Saw the
comfortable.
ponytail. So now he knows.
I mean, they're watching Amba, but nobody was approaching them. Amba was not especially vulnerable at the time. I think YerAnd is just waiting for a reason. It really feels something about this sniper camera.
Here's the thing. The only reason you're going to get is 2 talking animations. That's all FalconHit is going to give you now.
That's all. That might be all you need if they're just top suspect.
1 green. It only took 1. And YerAnd has bought himself match point.
We talked about this a little bit last week. When you're onto someone that early, you actually can be confident the flirt is not done. Normally you wouldn't be, right? Because if you miss even 1 talk, it can throw you off. But in this case, it was literally the second possible flirt is all it takes because they were so sure. That's still really good patience. It's a little nerve-wracking. If they'd waited for 2 talks, that shows a lot less certainty, and it's probably a lower percentage shot. But in this case, you just know they can't possibly be done with the flirt until they talk at least 1 more time, and so they do it. And now YerAnd is guaranteed at least a point. And remember, this is a huge match for the Platinum Finals. The FalconHit Pwn postseason rivalry is very much at risk here.
And YerAnd might be the man to do it. The man in the wheelchair stepping into the spy side of things, looking for the win. FalconHit trying to keep things level, trying to keep it to 1 point apiece coming out of this match. 1 last game in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
YerAnd has only won 1 out of their 6 spy games on Courtyard this year so far.
Opens things with a green time ad.
Aggressive spies, not just for Oak. They exist all over in Platinum, too.
If that came off clean, that could actually be huge. It's very easy to freak the sniper out, seeing a green time ad late.
Yeah, and not only that, but there were 2 people at statues early going, and they were on opposite sides, so there was plenty to distract the sniper in those early seconds. I think there's a really good chance YerAnd did get away with that, and as we've said over and over, and as you just alluded to, one of the benefits of the time ad is freaking the sniper out. The 45 seconds are moderately valuable, but they're not super valuable on Courtyard. That's not the value. The value is that sometimes you tunnel on an AI.
Indeed. More chance to tunnel on an AI now. So we step into conversation with the seduction target and the double agent, both not a bad time for it. Conversations are relatively full. The contact begins.
Banana red.
There it goes off. 1, 2 lowlights. Not bad at all.
No, not bad at all. And I think YerAnd has learned from those other games that slow play into rush late is not going to work. FalconHit's gotten them for it twice. So in this case, even though they've time added, some steady progress coming out, which I think is the way to go. You need to make it so that that rush at the end is not quite so desperate, not quite so obvious.
Did the time ad, contact done, 34% on the flirt. YerAnd is actually moving this time.
Yeah, timer flirt makes perfect sense here. This is going to give you options. Question is, do you do it again after that, or do you actually go to statues in the meantime?
Well, under 2 minutes now. Flirtation cooldown expired, so it's going to be a nice, easy timer flirt. This one's green, brings up to 85%, so we don't need to worry about positioning on the last flirt. Have not been to statues yet, is of note.
Yep, several other people have, though. There's 4 highlights. YerAnd not one of them, and clearly doesn't want to be yet.
Slips into statue as another person is leaving, finishes up the flirt, and is going to pick up his inspects at the same time. Seduction target, no, this is our statue. Move along, thanks.
Yeah. I've already completed that mission. You have no more use to me. YerAnd is in the standard position now. There is exactly 1 minute left. There are 3 softail missions done on Courtyard, although they've already used 45 extra seconds.
Banana red.
Took a bit longer to get there than we initially
Taking a purloin,
thought.
I assume.
Yeah, it was a second contact after the first one was real. No, we're leaving the purloin alone. What was that about?
Just throwing him off, I guess, a little bit, hoping a shot comes off, maybe.
Bug? Bug? It is a bug!
Off screen completely.
Behind the pillar! Completely off screen! And YerAnd, at the last possible moment, catches FalconHit on a bad rotation, gets the bug, gets the match. 7-5.
And it's not just the rotation. It looked like FalconHit was guarding the purloin. So we talked about maybe he's going to purloin now. It turns out that probably would have been death. Going for the other hardtail instead, because FalconHit is watching purloin specifically, seems to be the thing that works. And that means YerAnd goes 2-0 against FalconHit. They have the tiebreaker, which they'd already secured with the tie, by the way. That was the big win for them. They have the tiebreaker going in to week 10. That's huge for the finals. If my math is right, then that means the only way FalconHit can make the finals again with PoNoob is to beat their final opponent, who I believe is Slappy Davis. But maybe the bigger ask is YerAnd losing outright to Scallions, who has struggled so far this season. That is the scenario under which FalconHit keeps that streak alive.
One thing I want to highlight, Manatter's in the chat, that was a fake contact into a fake purloin.
Yeah, that works. That works. The fake purloin, the fake out, yeah. And it's into just a big win. Again, now FalconHit has to win and YerAnd has to lose. If either of those things don't happen, if either of them are a tie, anything like that, it's going to be YerAnd and not FalconHit in the Platinum Finals. And I wonder if we'll be casting any of those Week 10 matches. Let's say probably yes.
I'm excited about it. I'm looking forward to it.